Okay, we're looking at the races today, Wednesday, 29th of May 2019. Now again, the method suggested is to find the race with the rail in the true position and the driest track. We have a look at some tools, we have a look at the meeting, day's summary. We'll find here that, well, basically the rail's out at every meeting. So basically, the rail being out, sail's got a soft 7, so again, soft 7 and the rail out, you're going to get some unusual results quite possibly, which could give you opportunities in the day once you find out what's happening. But looking at the race some couple of hours before the start of the meeting, it's not really a time to be tipping horses. So the race we're going to look at today is at Ipswich, where the rail's out 10 metres. So again, the 10 metre rail being out could favour front runners, but the thing is, once the rail gets a long way out, you tend to find that it can have all sorts of different effects. So the aim with this series of videos is to find a horse to bet on to lose, and then to cover that with the other horses, basically trying to get a winner. So in other words, if you can't get the winner and the horse you're laying loses, then basically you try to make a small profit at least on the race, and the intention is to try to pick a winner at the same time. Of course, you don't have to pick a winner, you can just go for a horse to lose. That's the beauty of horse racing today compared with many years ago. So anyway, the horse of question we're looking at here is Poet's Landing. So everybody's rather in rapture on this, the fact that it ran in the Guinness Group 3 race 2 starts back and finished close up, and then it came out as favourite and didn't win at its next start over 1400. Now the question about this horse is whether it's going to be able to run the 1700. It's not a big field, so it's not going to be a difficult 1700, but basically there is some doubt about it. It's run in a 60 class last time. This is a 61 class today. It's a 1710 metre 3-year-old class 2, $30,000 race, 213 starts, 8% wins out of those 213 starts and 36% places. So certainly no champions in this race. It's run second. Now this is in a class 3. Now the argument now is it's back from a class 3 back to a class 2. But again, looking at the number, it was a 60 last time, and this is in fact a 61. Now, whether these numbers are correct, who knows? 57.5 kilos up to 59, back from a heavy track. The heavy track could be seen as being a negative for the horse. Well, we'll find out later. Going through the horses, so this is some chance. There has to be some chance of winning. Looking at the number 2 horse, Smoky Diamond. He has a run basically over the same distance, 1685 in a 60 class with 59. So it's got the same weight today and is proven over the distance. So in other words, this horse looks to be a strong chance. Ocean Addict is another lightly raced horse which clearly is pretty good. He's got a second over 1600 and then went for a spell, came back and won first up at the Sunshine Coast. So again, on wet tracks, it might improve on a drier track, it might not. This looks some chance. Pole Vaulter, 7th of 11 at Toowoomba. Doesn't look like it's going to be able to win this. It's been drawing wide barriers, but it's drawn wide again. So chances are it's just going to get back and not do anything. Sunday in Manhattan, it's won at Marillon, which is a pretty weak location to win at. It was in a 60 race last time. It's gone up to the 61 and it hasn't got a huge weight relief. Again, it has got form over the distance though. Mother Teresa, very cute name. There's another that's got form over the distance, but again, it's coming from that same race by the look of it. Pretty unlikely it's going to be able to win, but you'd think it could run a place. Sultry Tester, well, it did win at the Gold Coast in a class 1, so it has got reasonable form, has a lot of placings there before then having a bit of a let up, and then after that let up it hasn't fired in these stronger races, so chances are it's not going to fire today. Lucy LaRocque ran second first up. from a wide barrier. Again, on the heavy track, it does have some form, and won a Gold Coast race over 1800 in a 59 with 54 kilos. So today it's only got 52. Negatives, it's got barrier 9, so chances are it's not going to fire, but it could be some chance. Stellar Jewel, third at Bow Desert, and well, it was only a very small field last time, so could be some chance, but we'll prefer it. Again, it's got form over the distance. Power from Within hasn't been doing much at all. This is one of these horses where you have to wonder why the trainer is going to persist with running it. And so this is the sort of horse that bobs up and knocks you off on your quinella or trifecta. But again, on form and anything else, we really can't be going with it. And that's running through the whole lot. If we have a look at the sectional ratings for this race, which are over here a bit if we can find them. On the sectional ratings, Smoky Diamond is on top. Poet's Landing's way down, but again it was a heavy track last start. On the second last start, Smoky Diamond again is a long way down, but it was a good track. Oh, that's Smoky Diamond, wrong one. Poet's Landing similarly is a long way down, but it was a heavy track. So, you know, it's hard to say. If the track was really, really bad that day, whether in fact Poet's Landing, you know, was just a victim of circumstance with the wet track and then it's going to improve hugely onto this dry track. So anyway, there you have it. That's the video for today. So we would be laying Poet's Landing. And we've got Smoky Diamond. Smoky Diamond, as far as I'm concerned, is the main chance. Ocean's Addict is going to have to run well, as is Lucy LaRocque. Again, I would be looking to take Smoky Diamond as the main contender. This other one, Ocean Addict, is pretty short, so I'd only save on that. Lay Poet's Landing and have a little bit on Lucy LaRocque. And again, this is nowhere near as certain as the last two days of racing, because needless to say they've already run and we won on both of those. So this one is not as certain. However, Poet's Landing does look a reasonable risk. So that's the end for today. We'll see how we go at the end of the day, which of course is the beauty of horse racing. You always get an answer to your questions. May not work out how you were hoping, but that's what's good about it. You'll always find out what's going to happen at the end of the day. So we'll see what happens.